Welcome to the Bachelor podcast, a show about everything but nothing at the same time. Two guys that took jobs away from their families and living the Bachelor lifestyle.
All right, welcome to episode 5 of the Bachelor podcast. My name's Landon, of course, as usual.
And I'm Dwayne, and this has been another frustrating time trying to get this stuff set up. First, we're working with some new equipment.
Yeah, I got me a red boom. You know, I like my red and black, so I definitely had to get, a little bit more of an accent
And
color.
then, as you're putting it together, you drop the mic on the floor.
Hey, let's not tell, that's an expensive mic. Not expensive, but, definitely don't need to be dropping it down there.
And then we go to set up the equipment again, and the computer's not showing the mics from the last 4 episodes we've done, so...
Yeah, well... Could you please explain why we couldn't hear ourselves either?
The volume was turned down on the computer.
Okay, yeah. So this could have all been fixed with you just clearly doing what you're supposed to do.
Anyway, hope everyone's doing all right out there.
You know what? I'm not, I don't know. I don't even know if I can live this stressful life of setting up a podcast every single time because it's just, last week we got the mics going, and then what was it? There was something else going on. Oh, the YouTube, the video feed. That was definitely going on, and we just can't get anything right to go right. It can't be smooth.
Eventually, it's going to come all together. I'm saying probably around podcast 20, we might get it right.
Yeah, if we make it that far, I don't even know. Just a few little updates. We did post our first YouTube, and I was bored, so I created a trailer, and I have not even heard your reaction towards it. Did you even watch it?
I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched it yet.
You are
Don't say it.
Hey, I get one free cuss word because you cussed.
I was describing what he was talking about in the book.
No.
And you beeped it out.
It was an awesome beep, was it not? It's like, beep.
That took us a while too.
Oh yeah, that was horrible. I think next time we're just gonna record over it. But anyways, our YouTube's up and running. We have one video. I think we got 2 views on it, so that's awesome.
What's the name of that account?
The Bachelor podcast. I like to keep things all simple. Apparently we're having some issues with people trying to even find our podcast. I don't know, but we sent it off, and hopefully, it's all good to go.
Well, on Spotify, what was it for you? It was listed something.
Oh no, it was Discovery Weekly. I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't even my regular podcast, and I hadn't even subscribed to it or something. But yeah, we did. We're on Spotify. I do believe we are on Google Play now as well. Don't quote me on that, guys. Did not do my research yet again.
And we're also on SoundCloud and, of course, out there on iTunes Podcasts.
Yep, and Stitcher. There's about 6. iHeart, we're still working on. I haven't even seen anything on that. But
speaking of which, we had a buddy of ours. I told him, hey, give us a listen. Tell me what you think, what needs to be fixed, what else we need to talk about. And he couldn't figure out how to listen to podcasts on his iPhones. It took him a couple times, and he had to go back and read text to realize that he actually had a podcast app on his phone.
Yeah.
That's old Buck White.
Old Buck White? Well, old Buck White, he's Buck White. We call him Buck White for a reason. So, but anyways, let's get into this episode. Let's talk about how our weeks went. Pretty much we had work this weekend, so that was really fun.
Yeah, it was a long weekend, but it was the start of the new 4-day work weeks. So Monday after work was kind of refreshing, not having to go back in after a long weekend.
Yeah, but Tuesday was, this morning, it's been a long day. I live 2.5 hours away, so when I travel from where I actually live at versus a camper, 3:30 is what time I left this morning, and by 8 o'clock, I feel like I worked a full day.
Well, and looking at you when I came down to your camper, you looked wired. Like you had all the stuff. You had all the caffeine.
I did up the amount of supplements that I took today. Had caffeine, all kinds of I don't even know. It was just like a
All the
multi-vet.
things, all
Yeah,
the
just
things.
everything and all.
Well, I can tell you. So last night I stayed in the camper. I stayed here through Monday because I actually worked on my day off. But so it got down to 31 last night.
I
It's,
still feel like it's going to be a 70-degree winter.
it's
I mean, that's
31
what we're
last night,
hoping.
and it happened about 3 o'clock this morning. I hear the heater just go out of propane. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Couldn't give me 2 more hours. So I get up, put on some warmer clothes, walk out, flip the
I
switch,
just,
and put another tank on.
I don't know if the air conditioner just kicked on right now. Do you feel that little cold air? I am definitely feeling something in here. I don't. Well, let me tell you about my work. Like, I get into work today, and it is like 60 degrees in there, and it did not even go up. It was like,
It's
and then
because it's
eventually
set
we
on
had
the.
the maintenance guy. No, I tried to kick it on and everything like that, and it wasn't working. I replaced the batteries in the thermostat, and he's like, he goes up to the roof, does something, the heat kicks on. And I was like, what was the deal? And he's like, operator error. I'm like, oh yeah, is that why you had to go up on the roof? So I don't know what he did, but finally got heat in there, so that's pretty nice. But
And then today, you got your workout in. It was a little bit later than normal.
oh yeah, I even like I was planning on leaving at 3:30. Put in my 9 hours plus, and then I get an hour to work out for my job, and I didn't really get off at the right time, and I'm just tired. I mean, 3:30 is awful early.
Well, and my workout today was kind of a rough day. So I posted on our Instagram. It's on at the Geo Bachelors. Posted the workout. It's actually a tribute workout. Today is a 2 year anniversary of one of our colleagues that took his own life.
Roger. Yeah, that was I mean, I remember you texting and stuff like that. I mean, on the day it happened, wasn't even like probably a day or not even a day later, like later on that night. I
Yeah,
mean, we
I,
got confirmation.
I don't know that. I mean, this was just the day that we were actually notified that they found him, and and it was rough, especially because I worked personally with him for a year, and then and at that time I was working a different location, one of actually Buckwhite. We we kind of come out with that workout, and it's not nothing you know like some of the hero wads. It's tough, but it's almost mentally straining going through it because the whole time you realize why you're doing it, and then it kind of hits home. So the pain of the workout kind of takes away from the mental, but then it comes back. Uh, but so that was kind of our first 2 days.
Yeah. It was definitely a long day. Um, I would like to, get started, try something new and stuff like that. I mean, I've heard of questions of the day or would you rather and stuff like that.
What do you got?
Well, this is just something personal that are dealing with, just one of my fellow coworkers and stuff like that. And I heard that, we always joke around and stuff. And she goes, I pride myself on being humble. Now, I am not a humble person. At
That's an understatement.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's all facade, but for the most part, I I love I love myself very very much. So I'm not joking when I am the narcissist of the group. But she was under this impression, and shout out to A Town. That's what we're gonna call her. I like all these nicknames that we come up with. But she's like, oh, I pride myself on being humble. That is like the least most humble thing to say. Would you not agree? I mean,
I don't know if anyone's ever said that to me. And I know a lot of humble people, and they don't tell me that they're humble. So
yeah, I it's just I don't know. It just kind of defeats the whole purpose of being humble.
well, and you're not a humble person, so maybe that just Maybe
Oh,
that's what they say. We
she's
just don't know.
pretentious, just exactly the same as me. So, I mean, I think that's why we get along so well. But it's just funny because just a mix of characters, between our little group there that we had. But anyways, I mean, we'll probably come up with more, but I just wanted to bring that up because that's something I've thought about, here lately.
Well, let us know what you
So
think out there. Does that,
we'll,
comment on that?
yeah. I mean, we'll probably do more would you rather's too because I like those questions and stuff like that.
We got to
But
keep them clean.
we
We
well,
got to
you're
keep them
hey,
clean.
look here, cusser. All right, you're the one that drops, just cuss words at a whim,
Drops below parallel.
drops below parallel and cusses.
Okay.
Either way. So, few updates. Sprint triathlon. I put a lot of thought into it, and it is going nowhere. Let me tell you. I do not run, I do not bike, and I do not swim. So, have you
Yeah,
prepared?
I've been running a lot,
Okay, that's 33%,
and
0.333.
I at least bike once a week.
I mean, I get on the bike, I guess, not like bicycle, the stationary bike at the gym every once in a while, but it's been a while. But either way, so sprint triathlon, not going too good. It's in February if we decide to do it.
I'm still down to do it. I think you're already backing out though.
Well, I only really wanted to do it because of the outfit that I'm going to wear. Let me tell you, it is fancy.
Kind of like if you were wearing Spanx.
Eh, I mean, it's definitely going to show off the definition of my stomach area for sure. It's going to look like an upside down pear, probably. It's not going to be pretty, but there's definitely like some that I'd probably just do for laughs and stuff. But
Yeah,
anyways, I've said but so many times. Good thing I don't have a burpee penalty. I'm glad we didn't,
that's a good idea.
but I don't even try to say but, and I say but. Either way, let's move on. I definitely want to talk about, of course, since it's like got down to 70 degrees yesterday. You said right
Yeah,
for the
it was a
winter.
balmy 70 degrees last night.
What kind of foods do you eat? Because you don't really have running water to clean the dishes. You do use. See, I don't know if I'm going to use this gallon jug thing idea. I think I'm just going to try to live off nature. As in nature, I mean plasticware. So as long as I don't cook, I could probably barbecue a little bit. But
I used I use the Instapot because sometimes it's just too cold to be out there and grill. I don't have the gas grill like you do. I got charcoal, so
I
I
like.
gotta spend a little bit more time out there. I mean I did it, and it depends on what the weather's like, but it's gonna start getting dark at 5 o'clock. We're probably not gonna get back to the campers till after 5 o'clock or close to it.
Yeah, it's this 10-hour days. We're gonna see. I got thinking. I was like, well, at least I don't have to get up at 3:30 every morning. Or well, actually, I left. I'm pretty sure that I'm actually gonna have to get up at 3:30 if I still want to work out. So, in morning workout. I don't know
So
what I'm gonna
you
do.
are gonna be a bear this whole time. That's what I'm getting out of this.
When you are not here to hang out with me, I'm probably gonna go to bed as soon as I get off work.
But back to the meals. So I do a lot of stuff in the Instapot and make stews. You can do chicken, barbecue, or hot sauce in there. And then all that stays in there. I got a lid for the pot, and the pot goes in the fridge, and then I'll probably eat on it for 2, 3, 4 days, and then I use paper plates and plasticware. I hate to say that, but if I can't clean as much as I'd like to. I do keep the 5 gallon jug of water because I do have to clean some things, and I like to have water to drink. But you have to be careful with that when you're gone. If the power goes out or the gas goes out all at once, then you come back to a frozen block of water.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of weird that you would actually put water in the refrigerator to keep it more regulated? I would say instead of just like leaving it out. Now, if you guys can see our video, you can see that our nice little computer stand is that of a Nestle 24 pack or something of water. So we like to keep things professional around here, and like look nice and neat. So
Well, we'll see how that goes when they start shutting the water off to the tap and
I
see
don't.
how you handle yourself.
I can handle myself pretty well because I'm awesome at everything I do. Either way, let's move on to our next topic because we're done with that. And we're just rambling, by the way, on this podcast. But I just came up with a lot of ideas. Dwayne clearly did not come up with any ideas this week.
Well,
So,
why would I when you send me a book of ideas that you want to
well,
talk
I
about
wasn't
in
even going to
one weekend?
send a book until you said something on the last podcast. But mostly, I just want to talk about. I only listen to music when I lift. So I have a whole array. I don't do country. I can't not lift. I cannot. I mean, work out in general, not just lift. But also run. I don't know if you've ever tried to run to a podcast. Not very motivating.
No, I've never tried to run and listen to a podcast. I'm more of a music for sure. When I'm lifting or working out, I don't even like to have headphones in. I mean, if there's music playing at the gym I'm at, or if I'm working out by myself, I'll turn something on, either use like Spotify, or I have a lot of music just on my phone alone that I'll work out to. Yesterday, I went and ran the Bennett Springs Trail, and it's this big loop, and it's the first time I've got to use my watch. I got a Vivio Active 3 music, and I actually put music on it, and I got an old pair of Bluetooth headphones. I thought I'm going to give this a whirl. So I just put one album on there, and it was Eric Church's new album, which it's country. I was just in the mood for it.
Well, yeah, Eric Church isn't your traditional country, though. I would say he's.
So if you haven't listened to his new album, listen to it. Give it a whirl. It's well worth listening. But anyway, so with this new watch, it's got, and I'm still figuring a lot of it out. It's already set for like steps and stairs and inclines. Usually I don't meet my inclines, but within the first quarter mile, I'd already reached my incline because the first part of it's pretty steep. The first time I ran it was back in April, and about 3/4 away in, it's kind of rocky trail. It's cut. I mean, the grass is down, and you can definitely see the trail, but there's rocks and sticks, and you have to pay attention. Well, I was kind of tired, and didn't lift my foot up once, and just bit it head first into the woods, just boom on the ground. So yesterday, I concentrated the whole time to not bite it, and I tripped twice and was able to recover without my hands touching the ground or hitting a tree or anything. So I was pretty proud of
I
myself.
have an issue running on a flat surface. So if there is any sort of bump, I will hit it and roll my. I remember this one time I was running around my house and I was up. There's a whole bunch of cul-de-sacs where I live, and it's light out, so I can see the road. And somebody's having a garage sale, and there wasn't a very big or pothole, but I managed to fall into this 2-inch pothole, twist my ankle, eat it, and everybody's just like looking at me right outside the garage sale. It was really horrible, but
Well, I have another story as far as having a spectacular spill. It was a couple years ago. Me and my wife were on our anniversary, and we were out at St. Charles. St. Charles has got the Katy Trail that runs through it. A lot of bicycles you can ride up and down. There's even a couple off-road ones, and we've been tearing it up all day. We went on the off-road one, no issues at all. At one point, she's trying to go over a curb and doesn't lift the front up, and just boom, and she lands on the bar. Kind of hurts her a little bit, and I'm checking on her. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. So then we ride up to this restaurant, and we're on our anniversary. It's afternoon, so we're having lunch and trying to cool off, and we have some adult beverages. So leaving the place, I had a little bit extra courage. I went down the stairs on my bike, and as soon as I hit the Katy Trail, I just wiped out, like slid across the trail, bike on the side, hands scuffed up. So rec, I do it right.
Yeah. I've definitely had my fair share of spills and stuff like that. But all right, another random topic. Okay. Our wives need to be listening to this because I have the best plan ever.
All right, let's hear
Well,
this.
I know that last week
I
we
haven't
did.
heard. Well,
Oh
just
yeah.
I haven't heard this,
Oh
folks.
no,
This is
no, no,
this
no,
is
no.
news, and I
So,
have a feeling he's going to target our wives on this.
well, here's the thing. We did record, a remote location or last week at your camper.
Yep, we're
But
back at our normal studios.
I feel like we should record out of state. You know what else is out of state or even out of country? The CrossFit sanction events. And I have a list of a few of them. And I was sitting there thinking, well, Ohio, that would be a good one, but they haven't really announced if it's going to be this year or next year. So we definitely have Wadapalooza coming up, which
That's
is,
my jammy.
yeah, that is in Florida and is January 2019. And this isn't the first event that we've been to. We definitely been to a regional event there in Nashville. I think you got sick one day and didn't even really want to eat Mexican food. It's like
I don't recall this.
that might have been me. I think I don't know. And I went to bed early. But I mean, we could even go to Dubai, maybe.
No, I'm out of Dubai.
Dubai? No, Cape Town. I don't even know where Cape Town is.
Isn't that,
Massachusetts or Cape Town?
isn't that
Cape-
the one that Ben Bergeron puts on or used to?
I don't know. We don't talk about Ben Bergeron around here. Either way, we got Mid Atlantic CrossFit Challenge. I'm guessing that's somewhere, probably like South Carolina area or somewhere around there. I would say, or Brazil. We could definitely go to Brazil.
I do Brazil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I. You know, I don't even know what they speak there. Brazilian, or do they speak? They don't speak Spanish.
maybe
Portuguese? I would say Portuguese. I need.
Better start brushing up.
Oh yeah. CrossFit French Throwdown. Chakra Brothers. Invaders.
We've
I think that's
already
off
been told that your French is no bueno.
Chakra Brothers. That's off of like Beauty and the Beast, I think.
I'll find out if you're saying that right because we'll have a listener to let us know.
Oh gosh, we are definitely not getting into that. But either way, and then Granite Games, which I think is somewhere up north. I don't know. I think we could definitely, do like a guys' weekend, not a wives. I mean,
So you're just telling them flat out they're not going.
I'm telling them first off that we're going somewhere to record offsite. I vote for Wadapalooza in Florida.
January in Florida, I'd do that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like you could fly from Springfield too. I don't even know where Wadapalooza is, but I think that's what we're gonna go with. But either way, as I bring up my notes again because I've clicked off of them, so that way I can learn where everything is. But we don't want to get too in depth into other topics. But I did have a listener want me to ask you about injuries during spike ball, which is I don't know how to really explain it. It's a CrossFit game for the most part. Most CrossFitters play it.
Well, that's how I was introduced to it, but I don't think it's just necessarily CrossFit athletes or anyone that does CrossFit does it. But so what it is, if you know those little workout trampolines, it's about that size. It's got a net. You have a ball, kind of like a volleyball, except for smaller, about the size of a softball. There's 2 people on a team, and there's a serve, and then you get 3 hits, and you got to hit it back across into the net and bounce it off. So, yes, I pulled a hamstring 2 years ago so bad that I was actually training for the CrossFit Open and wasn't able to compete because of that injury.
I hurt myself all the time. Right. I am in the worst shape of my life when the CrossFit Opens happens. I don't know why, but like
it's because we're not doing something right.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, probably working out. I always get back into CrossFit right when the Open happens, which is like the worst time to try to do the Open. But either way, you know,
Oh,
I just
did you see all the rest of the media team that they let go for the CrossFit Games?
oh no, I haven't even really been following. I've been
The
trying to prep for this,
the th-
podcast
the
that you don't
three
do.
guys that do the interview or give the updates
Yeah.
are no more.
Are they relocating them? Because I know that they relocated the one dude, Pat Sherwood,
No,
to
Pat
like a
Sherwood's
health.
one. He's not. He's
Well,
not
see, I
on
thought he was
media.
doing well, yeah, but I think they moved him to the health side of
Well,
things.
they might have, but the guy that did all the films that did the the great games that put together all of that. Um,
Are you talking about the kind of the nerdy hippie dude that does all the video and
yeah,
stuff like that, and he
they
has a
let him
CrossFit podcast?
they let him go.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'm usually the one that knows about these things because I follow it like the cult that it should be. I drink the Kool-Aid, as they say. So that's definitely interesting. I know that a few people listen to or that listen to this do listen to the CrossFit portion of it, but I would say the majority of them are not CrossFit
Oh
listeners.
no, most of them just want to listen to some of the stuff that we do and makes them laugh, which
No,
is we're
I
idiots. So
I had one person tell me I solely listen to wait for you to say something stupid. I just, I was like,
would
well,
that be Baloo?
no, well, I don't know if it's Blue or not. No, I don't think so. I think it's one of my old coworkers.
That's Baloo from the
But
Jungle Book.
Blue we do know a guy that is very similar to Blue. You know, I even got compared to someone uh, as well. I've been on this health kick, so I was. This was after I stopped at Andy's to get some frozen custard. I do recommend the James Brownie. I don't know what the calorie count on that is, but it would have to be about 2,000.
Speaking of calorie counts, I think in one of our episodes you talked about the calorie counts of a McDonald's breakfast burrito as being 20 calories.
Well, I think I was being,
So I
you know,
looked this up, and I just gonna have to start calling you on some of this stuff. How about for one, 300 calories according to their website, or right here,
I think,
right there,
well, look, the
300.
max. I
See,
don't really,
folks, 300
I
calories.
really don't go too much more than two. But I mean, I've been known to dabble to four. Side note, I will get back to this story, but I ate a lot of Taco Bell this weekend or this last week because I didn't really meal prep, so that's on me. As if you're watching my YouTube or the YouTube feed, you can also see that I'm kind of trying to double fist a few drinks too. So I just want to get those out of the way so that way I can start clean. You know.
Well, I'm on a 3-day fast right now, so it's been
Is it?
something.
Oh well, I mean, not a
Intermediate
total,
fast.
yeah, intermittent fasting,
Yeah.
not full on fast.
So what this? I know you're dying to get this out. What this guy said to you.
I am,
He may
but
have been coming on to you.
I want to tell the stupid things I've done in the Taco Bell. I was ordering, and I was like, I usually get two things, sometimes three, depends on how hungry I am. So I'm a cheap person, mostly because that's just how I grew up. So I'm a big fan of bean burritos still. I don't know what it is, and so I was like, excuse me, sir, I will take two bean burritos and a water. And then I got thinking, oh nope, actually, let me make that a bean burrito and a cheesy bean rice burrito. Next thing I know, I saw the price, but I was like, okay, whatever. I wasn't really paying too much attention to what it was. But um, I I ended up getting four burritos, so I did the right thing, and I didn't let any of that food go to waste. I'm pretty sure those are about 300 to 400 calories one burrito. So I definitely have my whole calorie count in one meal. But anyways, back to the story because we need to hurry up because we're gonna run out of time. But I was coming home Friday night and the Jeffs or not Friday night, Sunday night, after my work, and this guy, he's like, "Do you watch UFC?" I was like, "Well, I dabble a little bit, you know." He goes, "You really look like Fedor Emelianenko or Emelianenko." I'm butchering that name. Um, So I decided to Google him, and I know that you guys can't really see. I do see some similarities, but I it's really not like I mean, this guy's Russian.
Fedor from Russia. He's the
Yeah.
one that they wouldn't even let come into the UFC until recently. He's been out of the.
Well, if you look at a few more of these guys, he's fat. Number one, he's ugly. And number two, he's fat. And this guy's like,
Fedor.
you look like, he goes, no, don't fight me on this. Or he goes, I don't want to fight, but you look like this dude. So that was the first thing I do was I Googled it afterwards. And I was like, this dude's pretty ugly. I mean, you know, so, I mean, that happened to me. But other than that, I don't know.
So that took you down a notch once you seen the guy. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Like the one picture I saw where he's all clean cut wasn't too bad, but all right. Do you want to finish this or do we want to do one more quick question or situational question? I want to end this.
Let's end it on one more quick question.
All right. So me and my wife and family were out at this new barbecue joint, and our service was horrible. And I know it's a brand new barbecue joint and stuff like that. And I'm a pretty nice guy usually, right? Would you not say?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
to strangers, he's a nice guy.
Well, here's the thing. So I wanted to leave. I was going to leave her a tip, and usually my wife hands me the bill. You know, she paid with her card, but she usually hands me the bill to put the tip on there. And I usually tip consistently 20%, give or take, or well, usually more give. So anything over 20%. Well, our service was so horrible. I was still going to tip her 20%, but I also wanted to put on there another tip that said, find a new profession. This is not going to work out for you. And I was going to leave a review, but luckily they didn't have a Yelp page yet because they were so new. But I will definitely have to list or read you some of my reviews at a later point in time. Maybe next podcast once we have some time. I'm pretty funny, and they all revolve around one restaurant. So we will definitely have to get to that to the next episode. But
So did you leave her the other tip?
no, my wife won't let me. So
So where's this place at?
um,
Is it down
look,
here? Or is it
all
back
right,
up north?
no, it's back where I'm from.
Okay.
It's not a bad restaurant. It was just she was sitting there drinking water, playing on her phone, and I'm sitting there. I'm thirsty, right? I'm like, why should she be able to drink when I can't drink? I do drink a lot. I only drink water, or I only drink liquids usually when I eat, or unless I'm drinking alcohol. Clearly, double fisting it. But that's really the only time. So I'm always thirsty. That's why I have to stop drinking soda when I go to a restaurant because I will down 3 to 4 in one setting. So we're not going to talk about the calorie count on those
Okay.
because they're not diet.
For a next time.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks. Please like, subscribe, check
Yeah.
us out on Instagram at the Geo Bachelors.
And yeah, definitely give us some feedback. Or if any questions you want to hear, we'll bring them up. You know, we'll talk about them and stuff like that. Because I think for the most part, this is how the generalization of the podcast will go from there. I mean, we have a few other topics, maybe some Netflix shows and stuff like that we watch. That are going to be more topic based, but we'll try to space those out a little bit.
And then look forward to hearing your first week without running water, which will be soon.
Maybe this weekend, but all right,
All right.
we're out.
Have a good one, folks.
Yep. All right, ready?